Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about 5 quilting things I am quitting in 2024. For some reason this year feels like a year that I need to sort of hit the restart button or refresh button in my life. So here's 5 things that I am going to change up in 2024. Let's see if any of these apply to you as well. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is subscription boxes. There's all kinds of quilting subscription boxes out there on the market now. Some with just fabric, some with projects, all the like. Insert here. You can pretty much find whatever kind of thing you're looking for. As most of you know, I used to get the Sew Sampler box from Fat Quarter Shop. I quit that last year. It's a great box, but it's definitely for beginners, not for me. And going forward, I'm going to be a lot pickier about the boxes I get. Now, there's a few that I have commitments through for the next few months. So after I finish those, I'm probably going to be getting rid of some of those as well. The one that I really love and I definitely want to keep is for Fabric Studios. Their box is amazing. I love their box and I pay for that. That's out of my own pocket. I don't get it for free. I don't get it for review. And I love that box, and it's a little bit on the pricier side, but that also means that I have to make some decisions about what else I'm going to do going forward, because I only get a couple of boxes for review for free. And those ones are actually, a couple of them are ones that I'm going to be quitting because they just don't make me happy. They have subpar fabrics. They have, I feel like they've taken things that have been sitting on their shelves in their quilt shop for a long time and throwing it in the box. And I don't enjoy that. Not only have those notions been out for a long time, so I've already seen them or already had them, sometimes in multiple, but I don't want a box of junk coming to my house. I had so much stuff at the end of this year, and luckily I was able to share some of that with some other quilters, but I don't want all that stuff. I'm in this clean out mode this year. I'm actually going to start going through all my stuff, and I already started that even before I went away to my retreat in Georgia. Started sort of organizing my shelves better, pulling stuff out that I looked at and I said, why did I buy this? We all have that, right? Trying to sort of de-stash some stuff. And so I don't need a box of junk, right? And I don't mean to insult these companies. I know they work hard to put stuff together. Sometimes I don't think they work really hard, but that's just my opinion. But I keep getting all these boxes, and the stuff literally sits there because I don't do anything with it. So, in addition to, I will be getting Fort Worth, and going forward, I'll let you guys know what else I'm getting. If you don't see the box on my channel anymore, I'm not getting it anymore. Simple as that. I'm not going to call out the companies, but there's a few that I've definitely, not enjoying anymore. I have too much stuff. I'm to that point where it's getting overwhelming, and the things that I receive, and it's not making me happy. It's actually bringing me down. It feels like a weight on my shoulders because I can't use it. And there's just not people to give away to. I had some giveaways during Vlogmas, and I had several people who didn't even answer me, who didn't write me to say that they won to claim their prizes. So obviously you guys don't want this stuff either. So I don't really know what to do with it. It no longer belong to a guild, so I can't take it there. And taking it to like our local Goodwill doesn't seem like a good option either, because I've done that before and stuff just sits there. So it's a better option if I just don't bring it into my house in the first place. So that's number one. The second thing that I'm going to quit this year is I'm going to quit supporting companies that don't support me back. So over the last year, there's been a few companies that I've been working with, doing some things for, and some of it is just like Cotton Cats, for example, and I'm just using that as an example. Most of you know that Shannon, my friend Shannon of Slate Arts, and I have been sewing the Cotton Cats puzzle mystery quilts on our channels over the last year. They have a lot of ambassadors out there who get their kits completely free. And we've brought them 40 or 50 people every time we've done a puzzle mystery quilt. And this time around, they gave us 2 options. They said that we could either get a kit for free each, Shannon and I, or we could give you guys a discount. And of course, we're not going to choose ourselves over all of you. You're our subscribers. We love you. We would never, ever do that. And that felt very shady to me. But they're not alone though. It's not just them. A lot of companies will do this, and I don't like that. And so I'm not going to support them anymore. I know we've talked about this on our channels before. We're still going to sew up the Tree of Life, but we're going to do it privately on Zoom because I'm no longer going to promote them. And that goes for any company out there who doesn't want to support us back. I'm not asking for stuff for free, but if you want us to promote you and you don't want to promote us back, then I'm not going to help you, because that doesn't seem fair, especially if you're not paying us anything or giving us anything in return. So those kind of things I'm not doing anymore. So I'm going to quit doing that this year. Cotton Cuts is not the only one. That's just the one that's top of my head. I've worked with a few other companies in the last year that kind of are doing the same thing, that they've asked me for a lot and give me nothing in return. So I'm not going to be doing that anymore. And no, I'm not talking about Fort Worth Fabric Studio. Fort Worth Fabric Studio is amazing, and I'm going to keep working with them. I love them. So that's it for number 2. The third thing I'm quitting, and it kind of goes with the fourth thing as well, is I'm not going to be sample making for other companies anymore. I'm not going to sample make. I'm not going to test patterns for other designers anymore. And the reason being is, number one, you might be surprised by this, but if you sample make for other companies, you do get paid a little, not what you should get paid. Number 2, if you test a pattern for a designer, typically you use your own fabrics, and the only payment you get is the pattern. So that takes a lot of time, as you can imagine. A lot of pattern designers, they will give you the pattern and then want a sample within a week, or I shouldn't say a sample, but a test so you make the whole pattern within a week or 2. And I think and they don't tell you when they're going to start. They just say, okay, we're going to sign you up and you're going to test this pattern for us. We'll let you know approximately when it's going to start, but they don't give you an exact start time. And maybe they're delayed by a week or 2, and you've got other plans in there. Like, I've planned things I'm going to do on YouTube. I've planned things I'm going to do in my personal life. And then they pop up and go, okay, we need you to test it now. And they want it done within a week or 2. Well, I have a life. That's not viable for me, and it's not viable for most people. So I'm going to quit doing that this year. I'm going to quit sewing, testing for other designers, and I'm going to quit sewing samples. And I'm going to kind of put number 4 into this too, because that goes along with this, is I'm going to quit pattern writing for others. I pattern write for other companies. I think I've mentioned this before, but if I haven't, now you know. It's called ghostwriting. You ghostwrite for other companies, and they put the pattern under their name. They pay you for the pattern. Again, I don't think they pay you enough, especially when they're distributing the pattern. If they sell 10,000 patterns at $10 a piece, that's $100,000. And take that at wholesale, because they have to, pay people or charge people wholesale for it. So that's $50,000. So they're making $50,000 on a pattern I might have gotten $300 or $400 for. So I'm not doing it anymore. And one of the reasons I'm not going to do it anymore is because I have a whole bunch of my own patterns that I've written. I shouldn't say written, but drawn out, and I'm ready to make samples for, back to the sample making, and get ready to release to you guys. And thank you to my friend Bev in Florida. She has been asking me for the last couple of months about a pattern that I drew up called Rock Candy that hopefully you guys will see here in the next month or so. She keeps saying, when are you going to release it? When are you going to release it? Because I showed it to her, and she loves it. And I appreciate that, because that's been weighing on me for a bit. But her keep asking me, I'm going, why am I, I'm putting my own stuff aside for these other companies. I've put that pattern aside for months because I've been writing things for other companies and making samples for other companies. And sitting here being sort of mad about it. And I can't be mad at anybody except for myself, right? But being mad about it because I haven't had the time to work on my pattern. So I'm going to quit that. I'm going to quit writing for other people. I'm going to quit sample making for other people. I'm going to do it for myself. It's not bringing me very much money. It's not bringing me joy. So it's time for me to take back my creativity and put it into things that I want to do. And that way I also don't have to I don't have to have these deadlines, right? Now, I realize deadlines are a thing of life, and I definitely work well under deadlines. I definitely, if you say I want a pattern and I need it by a certain date, I will get it done. That's not the issue. But I've had some companies say, I would like a pattern and I would like it for a jelly roll, for example, and this fabric line, and they ask me to just come up with something. They don't give me a deadline. And then I'll work on it for a few days and they'll say, do you have that pattern done yet? Well, you didn't give me a deadline. So now you're pressuring me. And when I feel pressured, I tend to shut down a little bit. So now I can do things at my own pace. So I'm really excited that I decided to quit pattern writing for other people and sample making for other people this year, because then I can focus more on what I want to do and work on my patterns and release them to you guys. I'm really excited about rock candy, and so thank you, Bev, for kind of giving me the push I needed to get back on track and work on my own patterns. And number 5, which kind of goes hand in hand with most of the rest of these, is I'm going to quit anything that takes away from my quilting bliss. I love quilting. I've been sewing since I was a little girl. I didn't enjoy most sewing until I found quilting, and now it's in my heart, in my bones, in my soul. I love quilting. But there's a lot of things I've been doing over the last couple years that have not brought me a lot of joy. And I just need to stop doing all those things. The other thing I'm going to stop doing this year, and I encourage you guys to do this too, is we are the hardest, we're our own worst critics, right? And I've heard it over and over again, and I'm guilty of the same thing. So I'm not accusing you guys of anything that I haven't done myself. When somebody looks at your work or your quilt and they say, "Oh, that's really nice. It's so pretty." And you go, "Oh yeah, but there's a mistake here and there's a mistake here." Stop doing that. I'm going to quit doing that this year. I'm going to say, "Well, thank you." And let yourself feel that joy and feel that happiness go through you, rather than putting up that roadblock and going, "Oh no," and being negative about what you're doing. "Oh, this is wrong and that is wrong." I'm going to quit doing that this year. I am very, very guilty of that. And I know a lot of you out there are as well, because I've seen it. I've seen people have quilts hanging at quilt shows, and they're standing near their quilt and people are like, "Oh, that's so pretty." And then they're like, "Oh no, this is my quilt and I made a mistake here and I made a mistake there. I'm going to quit doing that." And you guys should too, because that doesn't help any of us. And yes, you know the mistakes are there, but to the untrained eye and to most people, they don't see the mistakes. They see all the hard work that went into your quilt. They see this beautiful creation you made, and you just need to accept that and learn from your mistakes, but don't point them out, and then go forward and make something even better. But let's quit doing that this year, because that's really hard. And also, I'm going to this year quit working on things that don't make me happy. So, and this kind of goes back to the quilting, or like the pattern writing for other people, sample making for other people, and getting subscription boxes that don't make me happy. But I have a few projects that are kind of in different stages of finishing, and I keep looking at them. "Oh, I'll pick this up and I'll finish it." But I look at it and I go, "Oh, I don't want to do that." Why do I feel like that? Because they're not making me happy. So you know what I'm going to do this year? I'm going to say heck with it, and I'm going to either donate them or chuck them or something, because if they're not making me happy, then why why would I take the time away from something that is going to make me happy and work on them, right? So this year is the year of cleansing, refreshing, getting rid of things that don't work for me anymore, and just, letting me be happy in the quilting world and do the things that I love to do, work on projects I want to do, work on my patterns, work on my own sample making, those kind of things. So that's the 5 things that I'm quitting this year. So I'd love to know if there's things in your life in the quilting world that you're gonna quit or kind of refresh on this year. Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button below this video. I'm getting super close to 20,000 subscribers, and I've never really been super focused on subscribers, but I'm really excited about getting to 20,000, because once you get to 20,000, you're in the top 3% of quilting videos or quilting channels here on YouTube. And I would do this if I had 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, or 20,000. But it is kind of an exciting goal. So if you could help me out and subscribe, I would much appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, don't forget to tell me in the comments down below if there's anything you're quitting this year. Learning how to talk is one of those things I need to do this year. Quitting this year in quilting. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. Take care, and I will see you soon.